Hi, my name is Karina Akido. I'm the managing editor of Canadian Auto Dealer, and I'm here with David Masson from Darktrace. David, I understand the company's created some predictions for 2021 when it comes to cybersecurity or cyber threats and attacks. Before we jump into that, maybe you can give us a little bit of a recap in a nutshell what sort of happened in 2020. I mean, COVID's hit, maybe that led to a rising number of cyber threats and attacks. So maybe you can just go into that a little bit.
Yeah, in 2020, we didn't see much innovation in cyber attack. We saw pretty much the same attacks we'd seen in 2019, but just an awful lot more of them. And they were basically turbocharged by COVID-19. That sudden desire for knowledge, threat for understanding that people had to understand what was going on with COVID-19, and also working from home, a thirst for that knowledge, which threat actors then took advantage of to deliver regular attacks by basically saying, we've got some information on COVID-19, click here. We also saw a fairly large uptick in ransomware throughout the year. Now, ironically, at the start of 2019, the FBI were pointing out that the number of ransomware attacks had actually gone down. But that then changed pretty quickly, and their impact was felt pretty much throughout the world, including here in Canada. With a slight change in ransomware attacks in that not just locking up your data, which is what we used to traditionally, but actually being on your network for a while before they detonate the ransomware and actually stealing your data and then basically saying, not only have we locked your data up, but you're not getting it back until you pay the ransom. We saw a lot of that in 2020.
And so what do you see coming up in terms of trends and predictions for 2021, and particularly where it can impact the automotive industry and auto retail?
We're probably going to see more ransomware and more of what we saw this year. Obviously, COVID-19, although there's light at the end of the tunnel now with vaccines, it's going to be a long time before we're through that. So you're going to continue to see threat actors exploiting that. So stand by to see more ransomware. Looking at the automotive industry, probably the issues that might affect that more will be, we expect an uptick in the uptake in 5G, people starting to use 5G. And what we call trust attacks. These are attacks which don't focus on stealing your data or locking your data up. These are attacks that actually affect the integrity of your data and actually start changing them. And that would have real consequences within the automotive industry when it comes to tests on vehicles. I mean, you really want to know when you're driving your car, you're at 50 kilometers an hour and not 45 or 55 because somebody's fiddled with the speedometer. We're probably going to see, we're actually expecting to see some of that this year.
Perfect. And so what advice or maybe just general comments would you give for dealers as we're closing out the year and so they can sort of prepare for the new year?
They really want to start looking at their digital infrastructure. I mean, we talk about networks, but networks have really changed over this year. Nobody's at the dealership headquarters anymore. Everybody's elsewhere. We're all working from home. All of a sudden, everything's spread out. What we call the threat landscape has really increased. So dealers really want to be looking at the technology they've got to actually see if it's giving them the visibility they need to actually know where all their connected IP systems are, who's using them, what's going on. Because without that visibility, they will be more prone to attacks. I spoke there a few moments ago about ransomware that is on your network for a while, steals your data, and then locks it up. Well, that's the issue. They've been on there for a while looking for your sensitive data, and people haven't noticed it because they simply don't have that visibility. So for people in your industry, they really want to be focusing on visibility, 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 the ability to see what's going on and nipping it in the bud. Or if it's really fast acting stuff like smash and grab ransomware, which just lands on your network and explodes like a bomb, technology can actually stop it within seconds before it causes damage.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, David, for taking the time to do this interview, and hopefully dealers pull something valuable out of this. So with that, I'll wish you and your family good health and safety during this difficult period.
Same to you and your readers. Bye.